Hey everyone, I'm Dan, and welcome to Makin Bacon PD. So, full disclosure, I'm not a professional chef or anything like that. I've never worked in a restaurant. I'm just a cop who really loves good food, loves cooking it, and loves sharing it with people. Today, we're out at the lake house, and I'm firing up the smoker for something that's really going to bring the flavor. Jamaican Jerk spare ribs. Let's get into it. But first, let's take a quick step back. Jerk cooking is not just about chicken. It's actually a whole style of cooking that goes way back. It started with the Taino people in Jamaica and evolved when enslaved Africans, the Maroons, brought their own cooking traditions. They slow-cooked meat over pimento wood and used fiery spices to turn tough cuts into magic. Today, jerk's still all about that bold, smoky, spicy flavor. And yeah, most folks think of chicken, but today, we're putting that same magic on some ribs. I'm using St. Louis cut spare ribs, but if you like baby backs better, go for it. Just make sure you remove the membrane from the bone side. That's key for getting the seasoning and smoke deep into the meat. I usually work up a corner with a butter knife, then grab it with a paper towel to peel it off. Sometimes it comes off in one clean pull, other times it's stubborn. Either way, just keep working it till it's gone. Normally I'd use mustard as a binder on ribs, but since we're going jerk style today, I'm going with duck fat spray. Adds a little savory flavor and helps that rub stick to the meat. Next we hit it with the jerk seasoning. You can make your own or go with a store-bought blend. Either way, just make sure it's good and spicy. Cover both sides and gently pat it in. Don't rub, just press. Then let it rest. Leave it on the counter for 20 to 30 minutes, or toss it in the fridge for 1 to 2 hours if you've got the time. That dry brine pulls the flavor in deep. Now, for the smoke. Traditionally, jerk's done over pimento wood, but that's not easy to come by here. So I'm using Royal King's Southwest Blend pellets today. Use whatever you've got. Just make sure it's set up for indirect heat at 250 to 275 degrees. Once your ribs are seasoned up and your smoker's rolling steady, toss them on. This first part's all about soaking up that smoke and building flavor. While the ribs are cooking, let's throw together a quick jerk barbecue sauce. Melt some butter in a saucepan. Saute chopped scallions, garlic, and a hot pepper for about 2 or 3 minutes. Then add in the rest of your ingredients. Bring it all to a simmer and let it bubble for about 20 minutes. Full recipes in the video description if you want to follow along later. Now, while the sauce is going, I like to spritz the ribs every 30 minutes or so. I use a mix of pineapple juice and just a splash of apple cider vinegar. It adds sweetness, a little acidity, and and helps keep the ribs moist. Balances out the heat from the jerk rub nicely. Around the 1.5 hour mark, I start checking the ribs. What I'm looking for is color. If the rub doesn't smudge when I touch it, we're in business. If not, I'll give it another 30 minutes or so. Once the ribs have the color I want, it's time to wrap. Lay out a couple sheets of foil, a little longer than the rack. Spread some butter or margarine on the foil, sprinkle in some brown sugar, and place the ribs meat side down right on top. Then I pour some pineapple juice over the bone side. You could also add a little jerk sauce or hot sauce here if you want more heat. Wrap it all up tight and get it back on the smoke. After another hour or so, I check on them again. What I want to see is the bones poking through the back. I better pull back the ends. That tells me they're getting nice and tender. If you're using a thermometer, you're aiming for about 200 to 205 internal. I usually go by feel, but either way works. Once they're tender, I bring the rack inside and drain the liquid out of the foil. Then I fold the foil around the ribs like a little tray. It just makes it easier to glaze them. Brush the bone side with jerk sauce, flip the rack, glaze the top, and it's back on the smoker one last time. This is the finishing step, and it goes quick. All we're doing is letting that sauce set and tack up. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes, so don't walk away. That sugar can burn fast. As soon as the glaze starts to bubble and darken just a bit, pull them off. Set the ribs on a cutting board and let them rest for 5 to 10 minutes. That helps lock in the juices and firms them up a little for slicing. I like to sprinkle a bit of scallion on top for color. Flip the rack meat side down and use the bones as a guide to slice between each one. Use a sharp knife and take your time. These ribs come off the bone clean, stay juicy, and don't fall apart on you. Exactly how they should be. And that's it. Sweet, spicy, smoky, jerk spare ribs. Cooked low and slow and absolutely packed with flavor. If your neighbors weren't already smelling it, they're definitely knocking now. Thanks for hanging out with me today on Makin Bacon PD. If you had fun, learned something, or just got hungry watching, go ahead and tap that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next cook. I'm Dan, your off-duty cop with on-duty flavor. Thanks again, and until next time, keep making bacon.